Coming up on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, if Justin Fields isn't the guy, want to add that caveat, let's explore some Fields replacements for 2024, some quarterback options in the draft, free agency that the Bears could explore if they do hit the reset button at quarterback. But first, where are you guys at with Justin Fields? If you're watching live, this is the live poll question. If you're not, just answer in the comments. Do you still believe in Justin Fields? Type B for believe or type D for don't. I'm not off the ledge yet, but if it keeps trending in this direction, I think there's a very good chance they will have a different quarterback next year. B for believe or D for don't. Let's look at some draft options at the quarterback position, and the name that everybody is talking about is USC quarterback Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams is the guy that everyone wants. You think tanking doesn't exist? Would it shock anybody if an investigation came out that the Arizona Cardinals made the tank call in Week 2 against the Giants when they were just rolling over New York 28-7 midway through the third and they lost that game late? People want Caleb Williams to be their next quarterback. He has been nothing short of prolific in his college career. In 2021 at Oklahoma, he takes over for Spencer Rattler the second half of the year as a true freshman who, by the way, didn't have his senior season in high school due to COVID. All he did was throw for 2,000 yards and 21 touchdowns against 4 picks the last half of that year. Full season as a starter last year, he followed Lincoln Riley to USC, completed over 66% of his passes, 4,500 yards, 42 tutties, and 5 picks. Oh, by the way, he won something that's called a Heisman Trophy last year. And he's the Heisman frontrunner this year. He's completing 79% of his passes, 878 yards, 12 touchdowns to no interceptions this year. Quick math, that is 63, 75 touchdowns to 9 picks as a passer in college. And by the way, he's dual threat. He's not like a Fields dual threat where, he's a 4-3 guy, but he's very mobile. 885 career rushing yards and 17 career rushing touchdowns. This guy can do it all. He's electric. He's got a strong arm. He is confident as hell. This is the quarterback people want in next year's draft, and if Justin Fields doesn't work out, he'd be at the top of my list. So should the Bears tank for Caleb Williams? Type T for tank, or no, you're not there yet. Try to win still this year. I still want to try to win this year and see how the rest of the year goes with Justin Fields, but my opinion of that could change very, very quickly. So T for tank or W for try to win. Next up is Rolly's boy, and we'll let him weigh in here in a moment. Drake Maye out of North Carolina. And I know some people might get PTSD because of Mitch Trubisky not working out, but I think there's a lot of key differences here. And the number one is the fact that he will be a multi-year starter, whereas Mitch only started 1 year in college. Last year, he was unbelievable. 66%, completed over 4,300 yards. You see the touchdown to interception ratio, which is better than 5-1. He's mobile, too. Ran for 700 yards last year, 7 rushing touchdowns. And remember, he's at North Carolina. He's not at USC or Bama at Ohio State. He doesn't have future Pro Bowlers on his roster next to him. Now, this year, while he's still been good, the turnovers have crept up just a bit. I'm not worrying too much about it. I still think he has a really good chance of being a great pro. He's considered by most draft experts to be that number 2 quarterback behind Caleb Williams at this point in time. The guy who's been the fastest riser in the past just 3 weeks really is Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders, who's Colorado's head coach, as the center of the football universe is somehow in Boulder, Colorado. He's been terrific, man. I watched him slice and dice my alma mater, TCU, in Week 1, which put him on the map. He's completing 79% of his throws, over 1,200 yards. Quick math, yeah, that's over 400 yards a game. 10 touchdowns against 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown. His accuracy is unbelievable. Like, you watch him throw and you're like, that's on the money, that's on the money, that's on the money, that's on the money. The arm isn't a cannon, but it's plenty strong, and he's mobile in the pocket. I will say this. He kind of goes down easily. Like, he's not as good of a runner as you would think. He took a couple shoestring sacks against Colorado State where I'm like, oh, okay, I'd expect you to shed that. But that's nitpicking. He's a damn good quarterback. And by the way, if you're worried about him just playing 1 year at Colorado this year, well, I know it's the FCS level, HBCU, Jackson State, but started 26 games there, threw for 70 touchdowns against 14 picks. So even if he comes back or comes out this year, which I think he might actually go back to Colorado for another year and be the number 1 pick in 2025. But if he comes out this year, yeah, it's only 1 year starting at big-time college football, but it's still going to be 40 games of college experience. That's quite a bit for Shedeur Sanders, who is maybe the Heisman runner-up right now behind Caleb Williams. Hell, he might even be the front runner at this point with what he's been able to do. Now, pick a quarterback. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Drake Maye or Shedeur Sanders? Type DM for Drake Maye, SS for Shedeur Sanders. Let me know down in the comments. I'm a big fan of both. I'd probably lean Maye, but Sanders is rising quickly for me. Like, it would not surprise me at all if he surpassed Maye later on in the draft process, but I don't think he's there just yet. Now, if you're trying to get a last-minute ticket to a Bears game, a Cubs game, White Sox, Bulls, which are just around the corner, or maybe a concert ticket you're trying to get at the last second, Game Time is the app for you. Download them today. You can get the best seats at the last minute. Here's the deal. Flash deals, last-minute tickets, easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. You can see images of seat views within the Game Time app as well. Sometimes you check out these different ticket apps and you're like, I don't even know where that seat is. Like, I don't know what kind of view I'm going to have. Am I going to be obstructed in a certain venue? They show you exactly how things are going to look from your vantage point when you get in that stadium or arena. The best part about Game Time, lowest price guaranteed. If you prove to them that you can get a lower price with a different service, they will lower that price to less than what that service was offering. They want you guys to be comfortable, stress-free when you get your tickets. No trouble whatsoever. Get $20 off with promo code BearsChat. That's promo code BearsChat after you download the app. So download the app, create an account, and use code BearsChat for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create that account today. Use the code BearsChat for $20 off. Download Game Time right now. Get those last-minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. We don't have time to think 3 months in advance. If I wake up on a Saturday morning and want to go to the TCU game, I want to be able to buy a ticket quickly. Game Time going to allow me to do just that. Quinn Ewers is next up here, the Texas quarterback, and I like Quinn Ewers. I don't love Quinn Ewers, and here's why. What I do like, he has all the tools. He's got plenty of size. He's not as big as you would think, but he's plenty big enough. And in the 2 games against Alabama, really, he got hurt his last year in the game, but this year he backed it up. He looked like the best quarterback in college football. 24-38, 349, 3 touchdowns, QBR of 90. I mean, he sliced and diced Nick Saban's defense just last week. But then in the other 2 games against Rice and Wyoming, he's just like, okay. 30 of 51, that's less than 60%, less than 400 yards, that's less than 200 yards per game, and just 2 touchdowns. You know, everybody in the office here at Chat Sports is freaking out. Oh, Quinn Ewers, he's unreal. Me and Rolly were the only 2 to be like, can we see it more than 1 game? Like, last year he was so up and down, and he hasn't been as down this year, but, like, it's still like this. Like, it's not like he's not dominating. So, a lot of football left this season. What I do like is in the big games, he does show up, and you definitely want that in a franchise quarterback. Michael Penix Jr., which a lot of you guys might be familiar with due to his time at Indiana. I know a lot of Bears fans watch a lot of Big Ten football, and Michael Penix, yes, Penix, get your mind out of the gutter, has had a wild journey in his college career. 6th-year player, so he is a little bit older, and it's been wild. He went to Indiana 2018, committed there, tore his ACL 3 games in, came back the next year to play in 6 games. 2020 tears it again. Then he transfers to Washington in 2022, and that season last year and this year, he looks like a first-round pick with his level of play. Lefty quarterback, has a strong arm, 65% last year, 4,600 yards. He led college football in passing, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not much of a runner due to that double torn ACL in the same knee. This year, he looks even better. Completion percentage has almost jumped 10 points. Yards, plenty high. Touchdown interception, it's 12-1. I mean, he looks fantastic. The thing with him that'll be big when he goes through the draft process is the medical evaluation. Is the knee going to check out? Is he going to be one of those guys where teams are scared that 5 years in, that knee's just going to be a problem? Because if that's the case, then he could drop. But if that knee checks out, he's a first-round pick. He's got a rocket for an arm. He is accurate. he rips it. He's not afraid to throw the football. So, and he's just mobile enough where he can manipulate the pocket and buy himself some time and make plays downfield. And that's what I like about him, too. He's always keeping his eyes downfield, looking to throw the football to his receivers. Now, should the Bears draft a quarterback next year? Type D for draft or P for pass. Let me know. What do you guys think? Do the Bears need to draft a quarterback next year? D for draft or P for pass? You look at some other draft options. J.J. McCarthy certainly having a great year. He didn't play as well last week, but he's certainly an option. He could go back to Michigan for a senior season, depending on things go. I do think a couple guys who have college eligibility left might opt to go back because it's such a loaded class and they could improve their draft stock. Bo Nix of Oregon, he's not eligible to go back, so he'll definitely come out. Jordan Travis at Florida State, same deal. He's going to enter the draft. Riley Leonard out of Duke has been drawing rave reviews. Spencer Rattler, I think he's, late last season and early to start this year. He's played some good football. I don't think he's a first-round pick, but I think on day 2, he could be an interesting option. He could be an option if you do decide to keep Fields for another year, but you still want to bring someone in case Fields doesn't work out. Maybe you draft Rattler in the 2nd or 3rd round. That could be a scenario that comes to play as well. Hit that subscribe button. We'll look at a few veteran options in just a moment. If the Bears are good or bad, which they are, we're going to be here. Subscribe right now for the latest Bears news, rumors, injury updates, overreactions, trade buzz, everything else in between. YouTube.com/BearsNow.